the king of the air. Only Rolex has the nerve and the absolute ego to have such a ridiculous name. Air-King. Come on!
Oh yeah? What about Marine Master? That's ridiculous. Master of the Marine.
Okay, fine. You got me. I guess let's check out the Air-King. Introducing the Rolex 116-900, and yes, it is the divisive Air-King. Man, this thing looks interesting. It's quirky and eccentric. It looks kind of like a parts bin watch, and that is not far from the truth. Reference number 5504, that was a transitional reference for the Air-King. Rolex used to throw in Explorer dials in the Air-King case, so it kind of was a parts bin watch for them, and maybe still is today, because this case is a Milgauss. This watch is a Milgauss. Exactly. It even has a special Milgauss Faraday cage underneath that case back. 1000 Gauss of magnetic resistance. Perfect for pilots. And this is, as Rolex calls it on their website, a homage to aviation. The Air-King. And back in 1945, when the first Air-King was born, reference number 4925, they had other Air series: Air Lion, Air Tiger, Air Giant. And that's kind of strange. Air Giant? I don't know. Luckily, the Air-King name was the one that stood the test of time. I like it. It sounds awesome. It was 34 millimeters back then. It has grown dramatically since. The case has beautiful brushing on the top of the lugs and high polish on the bezel and the sides of the case. We do have twin lock crown, screw down, 100 meters of water resistance sapphire crystal with no AR. Unfortunately, these things trade a little bit above retail. It doesn't perform well like the more popular Rolexes that go sometimes double or triple the RRP. You can get it for about a couple thousand more than retail. That's what I've seen online. Check out Studio 29 watches below if you want to purchase this Air-King. The Air-King has a reputation for being the collaboration watch. They did an Air-King with the Domino's logo for franchise owners when they performed well. Tiffany as well, and probably others that I haven't heard of. I don't know if that cheapens the Air-King brand. Let me know your thoughts and opinion. Having a Domino's logo at the bottom there, but I don't think they're gonna ever do that ever again. And I believe this one will be discontinued very soon, along with the Milgauss. Milgauss for sure is done for. Let's do the measurements real quick. Exactly like the Milgauss. 40 millimeters in diameter, 13.2 thick, a little bit chunky for a Rolex. Crystal is jutting out just a hair. Lug to lug 49.1, a juicy Rolex. For the bracelet, we have the legendary Oyster bracelet, completely brushed unlike the Milgauss, and it's 20 mils tapering down to 15.5. And we do have lift lock and 5 mil easy link extension right there. Okay, you can see that. Everything works perfectly, feels high quality, and is a joy to have on the wrist, like all Rolex bracelets. Now the dial and hands, this is where the controversy is. We have an Explorer dial 369 in white gold. By the way, the hands are also white gold, except for that lollipop green seconds hand, which I love. I love that green seconds hand. A nice splash of Rolex on this Rolex. The printed white bold indices on that beautiful black lacquer dial. You see that 5 right there? It needs 2 digits. We got 2 digits on all the white printed Arabics, but the 5 is just a 5. It needs to be 05 and maybe shrink the numbers down just a little bit. And I think we have a winner here. That might change the general consensus of the Air-King and maybe make 3, 6, and 9 loomed. They loom up the 369 with chromolite. It will match the white indices. I think we'll get a more cohesive look and just add a 0 in front of that 5. Yep, it's a lot of work. Well, not really, but maybe in the next generation Air-King we'll see a nice clean look like Air-Kings of yesteryear. One of the things I love about the Air-King is it doesn't have a gold Rolex crown or a white printed crown. It has a yellow printed crown and it just works so well with the green. It's fantastic. All right. Now this one did have a lot of dust underneath the glass. Was this one a fluke? This one had tons of dust, worse than $1,000 watches, much worse than any Seiko I've dealt with. You guys can't see the dust unless you use extreme macro. For me, when I'm spending that much, I'd like to know just in the back of my head, at least it's made with care. Here it is on my 6.5-inch wrist. It does wear a little bit larger than a 40, I would say. And it is a little tall for a Rolex. It doesn't feel as refined. It kind of loses its special Rolex feel when it starts to get chunky. I don't know why. But you know what? I'm starting to like the crazy dial. I think it looks kind of cool. Do I like it better than the Milgauss? I'm still undecided. Let's do the weight. 155 grams. Pretty good. Okay, we have the Rolex in-house caliber 3131 with 31 jewels, 28.8 VPH hack and wind automatic, and it does have the parachrome anti-magnetic hairspring and a nickel phosphorus escapement, which is also anti-magnetic. It is a Milgauss, remember, a Milgauss with a different dial and a little bit of a different case quality. I mean brushing. All right, we got +2 after 4 rounds. So this is a Superlative Chronometer. Okay, so let's check 12 down now to get positional variance. Ooh, we do have a low amplitude, 246. Good news though, there's no beat error. You can hear that medium beat, 28.8 VPH, and 3, 3, 3. Very stable and consistent. It's supposed to do +2, -2 on your wrist, and that's what it'll probably do. But the fourth and final round is +3. Oh, it's doing better. +2. We got 5 rounds. Since we did 5 rounds, we're gonna do 8. I think this is a short video. Why not? All right, +2. +2. 8th and final round, we got 1 second better. +2. Okay, there is the loom shot. There is loom on the hands and the 12 o'clock marker. That's it. It's kind of pathetic. It just looks so weird. Ugh, that's terrible. Okay, so if they loomed the 3, 6, and 9 like I suggested earlier, it would be a lot better. The Air-King does have its quirks. The loom is weird. It looks strange. The dial looks busy. It's kind of a parts bin watch, or it looks like one. It has a lot more color than a normal Rolex. Do I like it? I don't know. It kind of looks cool. Do I like it more than the Milgauss? I think I've decided, and that's a big no. I do not. I think the Milgauss is cooler. So the Air-King, I think the bottom of the barrel for the Rolex sports watches, just my opinion. It's kind of a mess. The watch needs help. Come on, Rolex. Discontinue it so the value skyrockets. That's what will probably happen very soon. And if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.